Shit. I thought they're talking to my boy, man. Supposed to go out reading. I'm a little late now. Yeah, what you doing? You wanted to go outside too, didn't you? What you smell? Yeah. Yeah. Good boy. I said, what's that? Oh my goodness. Yes, Papa. Yes. It's almost time. Yes, Papa. Yes. Yes. Oh, I love you. Yes, I do. You smell it? Yes, Papa. Yes. That's my boy. Good boy. Yeah. Okay. I said one, right? Come on. One. Uno más. Got enough to last about 2 weeks, Wayne. Okay? One. Uno más. Yeah, they took the time coming in, peeking and shit, so we're gonna read it, we're gonna relax and put in a movie. I got a new movie, bro. You watch movies with me, and that's funny. I ain't never seen a cat. Well, no, some animals do watch movies. My Christmas used to watch movies with me all the time. And if I stop me, she get real upset. Yeah, Papa. Oh, like we're on a road trip. That's one. Eat it. Work. Ready? Wash my hands. Okay. Wash my hands off. Woo! Was it good, Papa? Don't mess with the wire. No, I'm plugging this in, okay? Because it's like at 50%. I was out there talking to my brother out there. One of our younger brothers. Yes, Papa. Yes. Papa Leche. Was you? No, you don't do that because you don't like it. Oh. You want some? He's like, no, that's not tuna. Okay, I'll eat it. I got a steam clean that, bro. I got a steam clean it, bro. My ears are on, bro. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I would have started a while ago, but I was having my boy look up some things. Somebody called him. Anyway, looking up servers, what's it called? Severus Mortis, whatever the fuck. You know what it means. The legalese, see, dead law, whatever. Black's Law Dictionary and all that shit. And also talking about the Proto-Germanic word meaning of black. And he was like, and he's like a small like me, a little country boy, grew up on a ranch, stuff like that. Worked on it. He eats fruits and vegetables, or he's fully carnivorous. Excellent shape. That's why I tell you, it's not so much the food that you eat, it's what they've done to it. And they done it knowing exactly what they were doing. Now, you don't have to believe me, but trust me. They knew what they were doing. I've shared more than enough information. Teach them what the word orthogonous mean. Tell them about my family's, one of my family treaties, which is the only one I got to go back to. I think people are starting to speak about it, and I've been talking about it for the longest time. But the dancing rabbit, or even the 1866 one, where the Chickasaw and the Choctaw. Which had to be passed down. And that was from my great-grandmother, Lily Wooten, and James Henry Wooten, to which I get my name James from. On my mother's side, I get the name Lucifer. Actually, I get that from both sides, but anyway. We don't want them to know. So if you all know why my mom was trying to kill me, there you go. Let's get back into reading. He just got through from a run. And I told him, hey, yeah, man, it smells like it, bro. I love them days when I go run and I come back and I'm like, all the chemicals and everything, you know? And I says, but you know what? That's the smell everybody needs to get used to instead of all these goddamn perfumes and these colognes and chemicals. What people don't realize is what they're smelling, what you're emanating is pheromones. It's actually natural. It shouldn't be as caustic, and you're not too funky. I says, but most motherfuckers don't know that that odor is the natural odor. Because of what you're putting in your body, you're not fasting, you're not allowing yourself to reciprocate his body to let it function on its own and putting good minerals in it. That's why all the food and the water and everything is collaboratively fucked up. And he says, because he's a very intelligent brother. He says, that makes sense. I was like, yeah. So if you and your girl smell like that, hey, man, you're good to go. You actually get stronger. And he was like, I was like, trust me. I said, why do you think all these motherfuckers come over here? They don't wear no deodorant. They be funky. They can walk in the store and air that bitch out in about 3 minutes. I'm talking about a major store. And you be sitting there going, but your perfumes and stuff inevitably will fuck them up. The nose and irritate and everything else. I know I'm not making sense to you motherfuckers that used to wait taking baths 2 or 3 times a day. You think you're benefiting yourself. You're washing off your microbes. You're making yourself sick. You're taking years off your fucking life. And that's a fact. So if you're at home, especially you niggas who are alone, you're stronger anyway. Allow yourself to get funky. And that way you know what you need to change up in your fucking diet. A lot of people know that I use lime. Real lime. I got one in the fridge. Want me to show you? I squeeze a couple of drops under my armpit. I'm good to go for like 1, 2, 3 days. I take a cold shower every few days. I don't be stinking. My nuts don't be stinking. You know, we all take a thump, right? But most times you shouldn't even have to wait. But that's a whole nother topic. I'm not here for that. Let's get into this. I thought I'd give you a little fucking tea. I know it's hard on y'all to accept some of these relevant truths. I know some people are going to run away. He's cursing up. Kick you. I already told you last one. Fuck gone. Don't want you here. One day I will completely stop. But I'm just waiting for something. Go on, sit your ass down. Let me crack this grenade hole open. That's the sugar I want. When it's got brown dust like that, that's the best time to make pancakes with it. To mash up. Don't put no oatmeal in your pancakes. You can, as long as they're hard and you're willing to use ghee or fat, natural fat. You know, cook it up right with some cinnamon. We don't want to use that there. Cinnamon and like what I had for when I broke my fast today. From blueberries and peaches. You don't like peaches on your pancakes? Y'all retarded. When I was in Florida, I used to go to Waffle House. I'll be like, get the big 4-stack. Not damn. That's when they were still making them kind of real. The batter. Not that biscuit shit. And man, I used to get them peaches on that motherfucker. Cuz, peaches on your pancake with that real thick maple syrup. Not this sugary crap they call in that entremont. They done messed it all up, these damn peckerwoods. I swear for goodness. I be hit 2 lefts to the jaw, drunk. You know, 2 lefts, legs be stiff walking. First 2 bites of that right there, I'm good. Then had that corned beef hash over here on the side. I had me about 6 strips of bacon, 2 eggs, sunny side up. I was the only one to eat everything on my plate compared to everybody else when I was about 21, 22. Drunk as, I'm talking about 2 lefts to the jaw, like straight up. You know, you ever see a person get hit and the legs go every way but the right way and they're still standing? Mm-hmm. That kind of drunk. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and get Jews and Muslims in British colonial America. Let's put a damper on this right here. I'm going to go to something different. These are all kind of the same, somewhat. I want something background, something. I like the medieval. I love medieval music. All right. Jews and Muslims in British colonial America by Elizabeth Caldwell Hirschman and Donald N. Yates. Again, from our beloved brother Kiramio. I believe he's supposed to have done I was looking for it, trying to find out. He said somebody, I should have messaged him and asked him. He's supposed to have done a live or a podcast with this one brother. I got to go back and talk to him and see who it is so I can subscribe to the person. So whenever he goes on there, I'll get him over here one day, but I'm going to finish some reading, some of his material, and then we can cross dots and cross T's and dot I's on some of the information that I have never even discussed. Like I said, I don't know nothing, but I know a lot of shit. Even he was out there, dude. I got to keep coming to you, chopping it up. I don't know nothing. I'm only sharing stuff that I know. He's like, man, stop. I was like, no, it's not humility, bro. Trust me. I'm watching and learning from y'all. I'm being reminded of things. Anyway, so let's get into the Azores. All right. That was good, man. I think that one had a little salt. Right here, we were just reading the Canary Islands. The Canary Islands. That's a good ass watermelon, bro. I need like 3 more of them big. I can eat 2 of those a day, whole one. All right, let's get into the Azores. The Azores are situated northwest of the Canary Islands, where the easterly North Atlantic current turns about and becomes the Canaries Current. The Canaries Current, y'all know about that, right? So many seafarers. They are an ideal return harbor and restocking point for North Atlantic trade vessels. Unlike the Canaries, they were uninhabited when the Portuguese arrived in the 1400s. Perhaps owing to the inhospitable volcanic nature of their creation. Now they were colonized first in 1439 by people drawn from the Spanish provinces of Algiers. It's Algarve, but it's Algiers and Alejandro, and Alejandro, something like that. It's a J with a C-O. In the following centuries, settlers from other European countries arrived, and most notably from northern France and Flanders. Now the islands became home to several ecclesiastical seminars, and were placed under the governance of the hereditary counts of Villa Franca. Yeah, I'll take my leg down. Who were descended from Rui Conceles de Camara, who died in 1522. And most of the inhabitants made their living as farmers, fishermen, and merchants. If y'all know what I know, you know about that island, right? You know about the inhabitants. What is that saying, y'all? Anyway, now in the 1700s, the economy turned to the production of citrus, especially oranges. And sadly, in 1890, these groves were destroyed by parasites. 1890s, parasites. 1800s, people. Who's setting up the game to destroy the old world? And the Canary Islands are not, it's a complete lie. Trust me. Okay? There's old ruins that people have found out there that allude to that. Anyway, the Azores also had a lucrative cloth dyeing trade with Britain during the 1600s. Now, British factors with whom the Azores traded in colonial times include John Ellis, Hebrew, Elias, in parentheses, and Richard Langford. Richard Langford, you hear that? Thomas Prevost, a Templar name, mind you. Oh my God, these people. I should have turned the notifications off. Thomas Prevost, a Templar name. William Rey is Spanish for king, and Henry Walker. Now, in 1640, the British traders were represented by, Matthew Godwin and Philip Palgrave and Christopher Williams. And in 1669, we find the names of John and William Chamberlain, together with John Stone, all gentlemen said to be very Portuguese, that is, Ashkenazi, in manner, with Portuguese wives. There are also French traders, Christophe and Jean Brasson and Bernard Fatot, Arabic Portuguese. Several Huguenot businessmen based in, y'all know about the Huguenots, right? In La Rochelle had interests in the Azores, and including the Marano Labat family, who helped settle French Canada, and Louis de la Ronde, Hamigo Nolet, and Antoine Suvet, one Abram Vaugeler and Vaugeler, seller of birds in Ashkenazi, served as combined Swedish, Danish, Dutch, Hamburg, and Spanish consul. What was I telling you about all these pale skins? A lot of Spanish people, a lot of people in this world hate to know the true history. That's why I'm always saying y'all are everybody, Arabs, whatever. It don't matter what the identity is. You're a remnant of who your ancestors were, and we were the last sabbatical, the Sebastian of the truth. And because all of Georgia and Prussia had so many Negroes from Atlantis, between us and those who went on the second route, well, the name was so great that was the first segregation from the wars. And that's the people over there in place call themselves of Africa, and the Senegalese and Congo and all that warring with each other because of the pale-skinned Ashkenazi's hands in dark niggers' pockets over there, making people burn and fight one another. Just like the dumb niggers over here. That's why I say there's a lot of Spaniards, Arabs, pale skins who are our relatives. Not all of them. You need to know the difference. The problem is, how do you figure it out? So do you think I was lying now all this time? As if I don't know? Non-believers. I love y'all. Anyway, let's get back into it. The Azores have been documented as having a significant converso population. Although the first phase of Jewish influence is usually glossed over, it usually is. That's why all the true history is hidden. All but one of the surnames included in the Azores project examined here were judged to be probably Sephardic. So you know Sephardic is a fraud. Anyway, some of the names we can point to with certainty as Sephardic are Borges, Bethencourt, Perrier, Perez, Demel, De Sousa, Fernandez, Oliveira, Magellan, Jacome, Rosa, Silveria, De Rosa, Pere, De Rosa, Machado, Braz, De Costa, Leroy, I can't even pronounce that one, yeah, I'm sorry, and De Freitas, and Travez. As for DNA, R1b is the primary male haplogroup, as in the Canaries. A larger study without surnames produced a similar genetic profile in which R1b accounts for more than half of male clans. Interestingly, Middle Eastern Semitic type J is the second most common lineage in this study, with more than twice the frequency of mainland Portugal. These findings strengthen the supposition that there was a significant Sephardic Moorish presence on the islands. That's like I say, as far as Brazil. You see all them peckerwoods running around like they're in control? And a lot of them in other places know that they're fucking Ashkenaz. Subjugating our Brazilian brothers and sisters, who have damn near pretty much become dumb as fuck. Anyway, let's carry on. I am the last Jew in all of the Azores, George Delmer told a travel reporter in 2010. 30 years ago, there were 16 Jewish families on this island, Delmer said. The import-export businessman said the Azores used to have a community of Jews who held services in the old synagogue and made all the festival. You know what? That's not even our synagogue is their bullshit. It's like the rabbi term. It's their bullshit. That's why I see niggas talking about, well, I'm a rabbi and it's the synagogue. I'm like, if you don't take that bullshit, and made all the festivities in my grandfather's house, all the others. I know some people say, well, did you think that maybe they did that to fake history to make you want to not go to a synagogue? And nigga, we don't need a synagogue or a rabbi, bitch. I keep telling you what the Christ of Chisholm fluid is, your vertebrae, the factors of the pineal, your 7 levels of chakras, and everything else. There are other terms other than chakra. And the benefit of that ye are gods. But it's the ego that destroys you. It's the competition, the foolish endeavors, the jealousy, the whole thing. When you want to get to the 7 or 47, or you want to go to 42, 44, you're all so perverted, and you just won't listen. Did a good job. Service in the old synagogue and made all the festivities in my grandfather's house. All the others, he said, have died, converted or moved away. He is the only one left. His one-man history of the Jewish Azores starts with the Bonsuades, who had the trade connections that enabled them to link England, Brazil, and Newfoundland with the Azores, and names Luna Benares, a luxury innkeeper on the island of Fael, who maintains her father and grandfather's Sidors, Haggadahs, and other mementos of a Jewish past in an antique oak cabinet. We are not aware of any DNA surname data for the Madeiras. These are the closest of all the Atlantic islands to Portugal, and were first settled in 1419 before the Spanish and Portuguese Inquisitions and expulsion of Jews from Iberia. According to Mordecai Arbel, author of The Jewish Nation of the Caribbean, they figure later as an important haven for Sephardim and serve as a natural stepping stone to the Americas. At first, The new settlers were primarily petty criminals, but under Manuel I, new Christians or converted, began to pour into the colony. And by the end of the 16th century, and I told you we created Christianity and Islam. I know y'all have a hard time accepting that with your ace and all that other dumb shit. However, after various attacks by the local bishop and rectors of the Jesuit college at Funchal, Jews forsook the islands of Amsterdam and Brazil. Now, the famous Rabbi Manasseh ben Israel was probably born in the Madeira archipelago. It was here that the planting of sugarcane was first perfected, along with sugar refining. And we all know how we refine sugar. We know that's a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, when the Jews who pioneered these processes, because it only grew over here in Brazil and the Azores and over here in America, pioneered these processes, moved on to Brazil at the invitation of the Portuguese governor, Duarte Callejo Pereira, and their expertise went with them. Did that just turn up by its goddamn self in the last couple of minutes? I'm not getting enough that kind of energy. Anyway, Cuba. I got some good homies from Cuba. Anyway, Columbus arrived in Cuba on his first voyage in 1492 and found 3 different native peoples dwelling there: Taínos, Siboneyes, and Guanajabetes, something like that, if I remember. Estimates of the indigenous population at the time ranged from 50,000 to 300,000. And over the next 7 decades, most of the original inhabitants died out due to virulent epidemics and the unstinting warfare brought on by the incoming Europeans. The first Spanish settlement was established, and you know what they did? They took the women, raped them, and made new babies. In 1511, by Diego Velázquez, who served as governor until 1524, Cuba's early population was quite mixed, consisting of 7,000 persons in 1544, of whom 600 were Spanish, 800 were African, slaves, and the remainder Indians and mulattoes. Now, the primary economic activity at first was shipbuilding. And who were those Indians by then? They were a remnant of who they are. They were still Negroes there, people. Now, the Africans, we know that's a lie. Because we know who the Berbers, we know the Sephardim, we know they worked hand in hand. That's why you need to pay attention when you read this stuff. But anyway, let's carry on. By the early 1700s, the focus has shifted to tobacco, with sugarcane plantations and cattle ranches also remaining prominent. If there was sugarcane all over these motherfuckers, then what would we need a Portuguese or a Spaniard trying to tell us how to grow it when it's grown here and not over there? Think. A large-scale population disruption occurred in 1762 when British forces attacked and occupied Havana, one of the major cities of New Spain, and the island's governor, Juan de Prado. Most of the Spanish administrators and the peninsulas fled en masse. After 11 months of British rule, which opened the island to trade with North America and England, Cuba was ceded back to Spain in exchange for Florida. Subsequently, the slave population of Cuba increased dramatically, growing to 44,000 by 1774. And by 1791, in parentheses, at which time Florida was again in Spanish hands, the number of slaves had reached 84,000. Now, we all know that's a goddamn lie. Well, they got to keep up vernacular. It's a Jewish woman. It's a fraud Ashkenazi telling the story. So she is steeping her history off of what? Most of them being employed in sugarcane. And that same year, a slave rebellion in Santo Domingo, Haiti, Hispaniola, caused many French sugar planters to flee to Cuba. Now, are y'all aware? Do y'all know who Cuba actually helped out, y'all? Or Haiti, I mean. Do you know who Haiti helped out to free them? Haiti gets such a bad goddamn rap. Do you know that they helped the fucking... I want y'all to do some research. They didn't just free up the goofy-ass Dominicans. I want y'all to know who they freed up also. What Europeans call for their assistance. And, you know, Haiti being the great warriors they were. Our beloved Maroons and all of them.
Who do you think they help? Anyway, Prince Sugar planters the fleet of Cubana. Among the major sugar magnates at the time were Francisco de Aranga, Conde de Casa Montalvo, and Jose Ricardo O'Farrell, who was an Irishman. Ricardo O'Farrell. Wow. Cuban DNA shows that the classic European component, of the I'm so sorry, y'all. I sound like Lex Will. Cuban DNA shows that the classic European component of the population is even higher than in the Canary Islands and the Azores. Okay? Comprising nearly 3/4 of all males, providing additional support for the proposal, all males, that the characteristic Sephardic Jewish lineage is R1b, not J. Now, surnames echo those of the Canaries and the Azores. Among those carried by conversal or Morisco families are Cruz, Perez, Buenos, Jewish, and Moorish, depending on the branch. Batancourt, Reyes, Royal, Amora, the Moor, Batista, Baptist. So a lot of these Spanish motherfuckers are arguing with you. They're fucking Moors. They're not even of this land. Baptist, John. That's right. Batista is Baptist, John. And Caballo, Carrillo, Correa, Diaz, Duarte, Elizondo, Varenas, Ferrero, a blacksmith. A Jewish-dominated craft. Galvez, Garcia, Guzman. Yes. That's like my ex-wife's boyfriend. Came to be as Cuban. My nigga was a fucking Arab Spaniard. More. That's why my stepdaughter, Guzman, she had all the features of the Taino, thick, but then had that Ashkenazi bloodline that made her buck-ass crazy stupid. Guzman, yes. Maria, Martin, Moreira, Moore. That's a more. Morena, Ortega, Romero, Salvador, Savia, Sanchez, perhaps originally the same as Cohan. Priest, Holy Man, Sardinas from Sardinia, Valdez, Valera, and Royal House. But these are not, it's not to push them away because some of them are a remnant of who the ancestors were. But a lot of them, I told you the Ashkenaz did a fucking job. Then you have the Cuban surnames, family tree DNA, okay? And we can go through all those names. We will, right before we go into Puerto Rico. I can't wait to hear what this Jewish bitch said about Puerto Rico. Great book, though. Is it very informative? What do you think? But you got to be able to break the shit down. You dig what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't mean, reading these names doesn't mean that certain individuals, because there's a lot of brothers and sisters who went down there and got changed over in the 1800s. And they are people. You got to know the difference. But what he's doing is they're giving you, I guess you could say, a verbal forensic. So something to look at and say physically. And even though she's categorizing things based on the historical documentation, you must make things be relevant. Because you see when she's pointing out the men, like I told you, in the war, the men take the women and they make babies. Whether through rape or however, or marriage or whatever you want to say. Because they were very nasty bastards. I've got some books on that. The things they did, even to some of the babies that came into the world, when they got drunk. It didn't matter if it was their bloodline or whatever. Bastards. Well, I forget what the word bastards, but you know what I'm talking about. I guess we got some people who's partying right now, knowing they got to go back to work. Some people who's tired laying down because they got to get up early. Anyway, I wanted to read that, and we're getting to Puerto Rico. It's read too. I can't wait till we get to Puerto Rico. Well, I know everything that doesn't need to be known about Puerto Rico. But the thing is, they forget it. Y'all are dumb too. And this is the confusion that the Ashkenazi bring. Warlike people. That means that there's nothing right about them. No. And every bad seed is good seed. So there are those who don't like what's going on. And they speak the truth, but they're silenced. Okay? And this you must know. All right? So I hope that was informative. Let me say hi to everybody that came in here. I don't know. Mikey Hill, what's going on, beloved? Rondo, I got your beloved. Herbo, what's up, beloved? Tian, Sloop, what's going on? Sonelli, what's going on, beloved? Mr. C, the gods and goddesses, you got that right, beloved. Anyway, y'all go ahead and share this. And people got families. I know. I'm just... And I know the notifications aren't really going out. I know people come and they look and they see something, oh, Red's about to go on when you're surfing YouTube. And that's sad that the algorithm, they had to put that way. Man. Not sad isn't sad for me, sad on their asses. But to each his own. I love a challenge. So we cleared 36 minutes. I'm going to shut it down because I want to come. Damn, that'd be kind of late. I wanted to read Puerto Rico. What I'll do is I'll set it up and I'll look at it for about 20, 30 minutes. And if I don't see 3 or 4 people, then what I'll do is I'll time it for tomorrow. You know, I'll get up about, you know, I'll probably do it about like 10 or 11 or something like that. And I'll set it for that time. Again, apologies for coming in so a little late. Hey, oh, what's going on, beloved? No notification, huh? Man, that's how they moving. Like I said, I was talking to my boy for a while out there on his iPhone, pulling up, you know, helping him pull up some documents. Keywords, man. Hey, when you put in black now, y'all see what they put in there now? You see what these some bastards put in there? That's to make sure that these children stay as dumb as fuck. These children, if they keep these children dumb with these goofy ass, I'm telling you, man, I'm ready to... These professors on our soil and these teachers, and hey, I got family members who are teachers. I want to go after their ass and put boot far up their ass, and they couldn't stop nothing. I really do. But anyway, and hence why they're going to probably arm them. But that don't matter because they got a lot of families. I've had enough of the bullshit, and they need to go ahead. That's why they rushing to create this new world and destroying and burning and poisoning and all that other shit. Now here they come with this other fake ass COVID shit. Like most people are going, man, I wish they would. Y'all just be on your guards. You hear me? I told you what to do for a couple of years now, and you motherfuckers ain't listening to me. If you don't get your ass from out of there, in my gun, goddamn thing. Get your butt out of there. Anyway, appreciate y'all stopping out. Hope y'all enjoyed that read. I really do. Like I said, in about an hour and a half, about 8 o'clock or so, I'll set it up. If I don't see like 3 people watching, I'll schedule for tomorrow morning about 10 to 11 o'clock. All right. Appreciate y'all. I know a lot of people will come and watch it. I know there's no notifications going out. It sucks ass. Oh my God. My mind, I'm in some good shit. And until then, we'll wrap it up, all right? Appreciate y'all. I told you. Treaty of 1866. Now everybody's starting to talk about it. There's hundreds of treaties. And they didn't stand by them. None of them. And it's changed. They changed it a little bit because I actually have a treaty. I have the treaty. Not the original. I have a copy of what the original treaty looks like. And there's nothing these motherfuckers won't do. And that's what the Chickasaw are talking about. All right? There's many treaties made with many people. But even that treaty was a lie in itself. Okay? All right? And so, I love when people say that Chickasaw or Choctaw. We were peculiar looking people. And most people aren't aware of it. So when people said we were the Yama Nation, just like the so-called Anaoia, the Cherokee, we're all part of the Yama Nation. But most people don't know the truth. So when people start claiming it, I'm looking at them like, who's some of your lineage? And most people aren't aware of surnames or anything. Because you got all these Mormons and Quakers who have stolen our shit. You know what? Hey, oh, did any of y'all do as I said before? Sometimes you might have to do it a couple times. Unsubscribe, resubscribe, and hit the notification bar again. I believe it's the algorithm. I think it's what I'm talking about. It's troubling some of the little weak motherfuckers. So what they do is, oh, we're gonna attack. Oh, you ain't attacking shit, motherfucker. You can't help hearing the truth. That ain't my fucking problem. That's to the knuckleheads on the platform. Cause they couldn't debate me if they wanted to save their life. They couldn't debate me. Trust me. So just try it again. And like I said, I'll see y'all in the AM. Nothing but love and respect. All right. And you know, I might not burn. I might not. I got enough shit to burn the fire early in the morning. Fucking another 10 years. But I might not do it tomorrow. I might just come in and go ahead and just get our reading in. So just be mindful. If I do it and I don't see 3 or 4 people waiting, I'm gonna set it up for 10:30 to 11 o'clock. And that's so-called Western time, okay? Just to let y'all know, so still a 3-hour difference between now and here and the East Coast. And between Ohio, I think it's a 1 hour or 2 hour. So remember that, okay? So I'll see y'all in the AM if I don't see you tonight.